Hey, it's Dorleen. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm working on a one-page sketch. I've already cut down my 4x6 photos into 3 3/4 inch squares, and I also already cut those mats into 4x4 inch squares. The paper I'm using and the embellishments I'm using are from Kate and Ash from Simple Stories, and I just purchased those at my local scrapbooking store. I really thought it was a fun collection for my granddaughter's 11th birthday. So I already pulled out some embellishments that I thought would work for this, and right now I'm just putting them aside, but I'll show you in a minute what I end up doing. So I really like this paper here. I think it's super fun, and I really wanted to incorporate it with these photos, but I felt like the design of the sketch and the photos I was using, it was just way too busy. So I used the backside, which is that black check paper, which I absolutely love too. So I recently purchased this Cricut mat, that I'm playing with on top of, and I wasn't going to. They were on clearance at my local Joann's for like $9, and I'm so glad I decided to do it because I've been using it a lot, and it really does help line up things without using a ruler. I usually eyeball stuff, but every once in a while I try to do something straight, and especially when you're doing a grid layout, it does kind of help to have things straight. So right now with the embellishments, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of putting them around my mat, just kind of in product order or shape order, I guess. So all the circles on one side, squares on the other, etc. And as I'm doing that, I'm pulling out things that have already kind of caught my eye and that I'm hoping to use. But you'll see this goes from one way to another, and I think that's the fun part of using a sketch, because the sketch is pretty much done for you. So especially a grid layout like this, there's not much more I'm going to do with that. So the fun part is trying to figure out how am I going to embellish this page, making it still very visually pleasing, and also complement my photos. So I wanted to do clusters, of course, that's kind of a thing. And with those clusters, I'd like to do different types of shapes. So you see that top left corner, there's a square with words, there's a rectangle that is like a journaling box, and then I used a circle with that animal print and the heart. I just really like that, and I know for sure I'm going to keep that the same. So right now I'm deciding, yes, this is how it's going to look. The photos are exactly where I want them, so I'm just going to start adhering everything down. Now that bottom right one that I'm playing with right now, or I'm putting adhesive on right now, is left kind of for title, embellishing, things like that. Now instead of embellishing just directly on that white piece of paper, I decided to use one of the journaling boxes, and I really like this circle one because with all the square photos, the square photo mats, and all that stuff, I really felt like we needed some circles or some other shape to just kind of add more interest to this page. Now, like I mentioned before, I like the way that cluster looks over on that left, so I don't do much with that except for put some adhesive on it and adhere it. But my trouble or my concerns are that lower left, right hand area that I'm leaving open for, like I said, journaling and even a little bit of embellishing. So most of this video, you're going to see me just kind of fussing with that. I do end up pulling out my Cricut and creating a title called Rock Princess, because whenever we're having a small birthday party or gathering and there isn't necessarily a specific theme, I decide what the theme is based on what I feel like making. And if you see on the 11 of that picture, you could see that it's like a rock star kind of look. So like I mentioned, I cut that with my Cricut, and so I'm putting that together with some liquid adhesive, just layering, gluing, not a whole lot going on there, but it really does make a difference on where I'm going to place that journaling circle and any other embellishments, because I was just really struggling because nothing really looked right to me. I just kept feeling very blank. So even though that title doesn't take up the entire bottom part of this layout, which the sketch kind of shows, it still takes out a good portion of that bottom right square. So one of the things that I was looking at thinking, God, that white or that off-white square was just so blank and kind of teasing me, right? So I decided to use scraps from that greenish paper that I use for the title and cover that square. Now you notice that I had two different pieces and even one of them had a little hole in it, but I knew I can cover the seams and also that little hole with just some of the embellishments, and exactly what I'm doing right there, just adhering them once I see what they look like, and I could see that I'm covering the seams or those boo-boos, whatever you want to call it. I just go ahead and put adhesive and start adhering those down. Now, you'll see here, like this is where it still starts clicking to me. I'm like, ooh, okay, I like this, I like that. Because I did have that one circle for the longest time, and then I ended up doing two there, mostly because I was trying to cover that seam, but then it just looked right and it kind of flows. But now I feel like, okay, I need something over there on that left side of that. And so I pull out those embellishments again, and I'm still looking like, what do I want to do? I showed this little piece earlier. It says something like, my life is like a music video. And I thought, okay, it fits perfectly. And you see how everything just comes together. I absolutely love that. So once all said and done, it was actually a pretty easy layout. It's just me playing with the embellishments. But I hope you like this video. And if you do, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do at least 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking, and one is whatever it is I'm creating in the command center, which is the name of my blog and also my craft room. But isn't that super cute? And I love those embellishments. I mean, aren't they perfect for a preteen birthday? I hope you agree. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.